All right, so today we did something. We bought a new car. Been looking for a car or two to buy for the channel to have on reserve because we're almost done with the M3. So we need like the next thing, right? Trying to plan a little bit ahead. The car we bought is not the car I was looking for. It was the car that I found while looking for other stuff. If that makes any sense. We were trying to buy that E90 diesel 335D. That did not pan out. That got sold out from under us. That is gone forever. So if you're looking forward to videos on that, too bad. So the car we're talking about is close. It was close by. Had the two best features: close by and it's cheap, right? The third feature, it's all-wheel drive, which is not common in this model car. So as you guys can imagine, probably by the title at this point, we did buy a E46. This is a 325xi, so all-wheel drive E46. And it's a little bit rough, but it's still like easily fixable, right? You can see it's missing tow-up cover on the front bumper. The front bumper's got some road rash. Probably gonna replace that. The car is black, so it is the easiest color to paint, easiest color to match. We have a little paint action going here on the mirror, a little clear coat peeling. So we need a little bit of paint work. On top, that is a 50-50 shot whether that buffs out or not. That's not a big deal. If it don't, we'll get it repainted. So what we're gonna try to do with this car, after seeing this and after looking at this, I thought, okay, what is the top of the market on this car? Like, what is a good 325xi really worth today? So I thought, let me go on there and try to find a good one. There is no good ones. That doesn't exist. They're all ratted up, they're all beat up. If these were up north, since they're all-wheel drive, they're all rusted out. This one has no rust. This is a two-owner car. I'll be the third. And it has, this is black on black. So you see it's slightly dirty at this point. And somebody's put some window chalk on it and there's speckles over the whole car. So we'll have to buff and clean the whole thing. It has a Wu-Flu mask in there. It's got a water bottle with some water in it. I don't know if you can see with that camera or not, but the leather seats are perfect shape and everything is good. Now the headliner is falling down a little bit, but we all know how to fix that now. We'll put some Alcantara on that and all the pillars. The back dash is faded like they all are. And we got a little scuff here. So I think the game plan on this car is, oh, and the engine's blowing up. It's not blowing up, but somebody's overheated it and the head bolts are stripped. So how much will this car cost to fix versus what it's worth? I think what we need to do is buff the whole car. See what's what. We're probably gonna have to have Chad paint the mirror and get a new bumper for it, plastic bumper, just so it's perfect, and paint that. There's a little scuff here. There's no dent or damage, it's just paint related. Right there. The rest of the car, other than being kind of rough, which with our new buffer, it'll take all that off, looks good. There's one little tiny ding, and there's a little scratch over here. That'll buff off. That's like plastic on there or something. If not, we'll get it fixed, right? This kind of has the base model wheels, the ugliest wheels. The tires are shot on this thing. I'm showing the wheels there, Philip. Well, 16s. And ugly, ugly. So a new engine for this, a new to me engine for this is about 700 bucks. All right. So the guy we got it from has already replaced all, I'm trying to move over here in the right area. So lights right. The guy sold to me has already replaced the cam sensors, the throttle body boot, the coil packs, water pump, thermostat, fan clutch, even though we throw the fan clutch away. Fan clutch is new. I think all we have to do to swap engines is buy all the gaskets, the valve cover, and probably a new PCV. He's already done all the coolant lines, all the hard pipes under the intake. He's already put all the money into it. So that leaves us with a $707 engine that shipped to our front door, right? We have to, obviously have to check it before we can just put it in the car. Take the valve cover off, check all the head bolts. So we need Vano seals, oil pan gasket. We need valve cover itself and the valve cover gasket. oil filter housing, rear main seal. We'll look at the front main seal and see what all that's about, see if any of that needs to be replaced. Crank sensor has not been done. We'll have to do that. This has 160. I didn't check it. I think it's 160 on it. 159 or 160. So it's still kind of in the okay mileage, right? We also need to service the transmission just because he's never done it. He didn't know anything about it. We'll service the front and rear diff because on E46, it's a known problem. If you don't change the fluid on these, it either gets dirty and broken down and it grenades the front diff, or it eventually leaks out over time. This is like the last thing people think to check, and then bearings go out and it grenades the front differential. We don't want nothing to do with any of that. The power steering pump is making noise. We'll probably have one on the new engine. If not, we do have an E46 parts car. We have a bunch of parts on. Other than that, the driver's window regulator is broken. That's like 30 bucks to fix that. It has some eBay headlights. The eBay headlights, I'm not a big fan of at all. I think that kind of makes the car not look so good. To the untrained eye, you might think it looks better. To my old man eye, it's a dead giveaway they're eBay headlights. The thing about it is E46 parts are cheap, so I think I'll probably source some OEM looking headlights for a pretty good price. We'll get it all done up, everything sorted on it. I've been eyeing some E46 M3 wheels I could put on my blue E90, some 18s and 19s. This car would probably be suited better for 18s, but that might be an option. If we get this thing built out and we're still okay on money-wise, we'll do the wheels, we'll do the tires no matter what. If everything goes great, we'll do wheels and tires. And it doesn't seem to have any play in the control arms at all, but we're about to get up on the lift and look under it real quick. So there is that. Okay, so here we are. It's a little dirty under here. It's gonna look really dirty on camera. But realistically, it's not that bad. Immediately I could tell the sway bar, all this stuff's different. This car looks like a regular E46, but pretty much every part in here is different. So somebody's done sway bar links recently on it. That one's got a little, looks a little to be desired on the boot wise. There's a tiny bit of play on that control arm. In the bushing, they're cheap enough. We'll probably do control arms on it. My plan with this car is to make it really good. Since there is no good ones, they're all junk. In my theory, we ran the book value on this, trying to figure out like how far can we go with it and still sell this thing and come out on it. Since we're making videos on it to come out a lot, we just need to at least we need to be in the green. It doesn't make sense to fix something, do all the labor, and then lose money when we sell it. It's just stupid, right? If that was gonna be the case, we wouldn't have bought it. So I think it's worth probably, the book on it's 42. I think if we did a really good job on it, maybe 45. Extreme situation, maybe we get 5 out of it. If somebody's seen us fix everything on the whole car. But it will be a very nice looking car when we're done with it. And so I would say probably gonna get a control arm set for it. The struts don't seem bad. There's nothing leaking on the struts oil wise. We'll have to let it back down and bounce it a little bit. And I'm not gonna jiggle all the control arms because we're just, yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it's not gonna steer well. It's not gonna ride well with those on there. All the oil leaks, that's not gonna matter. We're gonna rip all that crap out. Somebody's done pulleys and belts on it. We'll still have to check all that stuff out because we just don't know, right? As far as the AC does work in this thing, we're going back here. Exhaust gasket, collector gaskets, those are gonna break off. You just look at them and tell. Those are gonna 100% break off. But we're taking the engine out, so it doesn't matter. Also, we have this set of catless headers for this thing, but I don't want to do that to it because if somebody buys this that lives in the city, they can't get it smogged. I can see right now the transmission mount is toasted. We'll get Phil to come over here in the front. It's all rotted out. And I think those are press out, I think that's made into the transfer case. So we had to keep that in mind when we drop the engine. we might drop the transmission with it and press that out and fix that. Well, we'll fix it, whether we drop the transmission or not. I don't know. I have to look at procedure on it. Going back here, let's see if I can see the guibo. I cannot see the guibo at all on this one. The shield's in the way. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Also, looking at the rear control arms, nah, not bad. This thing has some huge, look how big the CV axle is in this thing. Huge CV axle. I'm gonna grab a glove real quick and we're gonna see if all those are good, front and rear. That's all stuff we need to essentially make a long list on here what to do. One thing I do see, the brake lines are like pristine on this thing. We'll show you here in a minute. It's all good. All the boots are good on that one. That one's all good. Check the bushings where it bolts to the frame. That one's really good. Hit Philip in the foot with a stand. That one's really good. Looking at the brake lines up here, this is probably some of the best E46 brake lines I've seen. And fuel filter looks, actually looks like somebody's replaced that. We'll investigate in it though. And like we said, this thing's way overdue for transmission fluid change. You got a couple little seeps here. We'll tend to all that. That's super easy stuff. The front drive shaft, I don't see any rust dust at the U-joint. We'll have to take that off and make sure that's all good. It's like somebody's replaced at some point in time the level sensor for the oil. That looks fine. The starter, I can't tell if that's been replaced or not. We'll investigate all that when we get it out. Overall, it looks pretty good though. And then the front CV axles, that one's been replaced. That's like new. Well, newer. This one is toast. See the boot's totally gone. I feel like I can show you that one or not. It's kind of hard to see. There's no play in it, but it's definitely been rode hard and put away wet. So since the other one's been replaced and looks new, we'll probably only do one on there. You can tell by the way the subframe is, this is a totally different car than a regular standard E46. It really is. Which kind of gives it some appeal, right? Rear main's leaking, that doesn't matter. Engine's getting thrown away anyway. And I don't really see too much else with it. This front bumper, you can see now it's up in there a little better. It's just so ratty. There's no hard damage anywhere. It just all scuffs and scrapes. I just think instead of making Chad sand that damn thing down and have it all bend up and screwed up, we're better off just to find another new all-wheel drive bumper and put on it and do that. You can see the state of the tires is not, she's not well, boys. She's not well. And we'll do a front plate, probably do a front plate delete with a new bumper. That's kind of all jacked up a little bit. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I can't tell you guys the price of it because what'll happen, some of you guys understand the situation. Some of you guys are like children. And if I say I paid $1,000 or $10,000 for a car, when I go to sell it, people remember that and comment below in the video, well, you only paid $10,000. I don't care, you got 4,000 hours of work in it. I'm gonna give you 10,000 because that's what you paid. That's what people are. So we're not gonna say the price of it because certain people ruin it. It was fairly cheap, and let's just say if we could have $3,000 in this car total and sell it for 45 or 42, that's the profit margin, not much. But that would make some great videos doing this job. That's gonna be it for today's video. We'll get on videos coming up next. M3 interior put back in. Maybe one more video on this before we do the engine swap. And I guess that's gonna be it. All kinds of other crap in the background running. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.